Hey, Molly here, and I'm excited to talk with you today about the reality of being an indie author right now. Now, it's safe to say that it's one of the most dynamic industries there is because you always have to be adapting, changing, testing, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. Nothing stays the same. And so that's just part of how this game is played. And I want to help you get your expectations in the right place because that can really set you up for success and for the long term, or it can be crushing. It can be crushing if you have the wrong expectations. So, Kindle really got into the game in around 2011. And it's the leader. It's where we publish first, it's where we go. Amazon does a great job of supporting indie authors. And yet it's only been 5 years or so, 6 years. So we're still learning so much and developing. And I would say that it's only going to keep growing and expanding as more people come onto the platform. So how can you set yourself up for success? How can you really be in it mentally and emotionally in the strongest possible ways? Well, you have to understand that good books are everywhere. Great content is everywhere these days. You can look at it as competition, which it is in a sense, because we're basically competing for readers' time. And it's not simply with books, it's all the ways we can spend our time these days, whether that's through social media, email, gaming, doing things with your family, exercising, life, right? People just don't have tons of time. So it's helpful to understand that when readers do have the time, they want a good quality book. And that advice has been out there forever, and it will continue to be out there forever. So make sure that you're really writing and putting out there the best content that you can. If it isn't ready yet, hold it back, fine-tune it, work it, massage it, make it better. Because that is really going to be important for you as an author who is in it for the long term, is to know that you're always bringing your readership the best possible story or information that you can. It's also good to know that books are cheap right now. People offer them for free or for 99 cents. It's rare even for some books to be priced as high as $9.99. Are they selling? Who knows? But if they are selling, it's because that author has developed relationships with their readers. Chances are they've been doing this for a long time, and they can bring in $9.99 for an ebook, $12.99, $14.99. But if you're a new author, don't expect to sell a lot of books at a higher price point. You want to start lower to get people to say yes more easily. Say yes to your book. Yes, I'll take a chance on this author I'm not familiar with. Yes, I'll try this series. Yes, I'll try this story. So understand how pricing is essential these days, and that what you want to use it for is to bring in those eyeballs and to find the right readers for your genre. I've mentioned in other videos how one book makes you an author, but many books makes you money. So keep that in your mind as you're playing a long game here. Understand that you're building over the long term. You're bringing in readers with every title, with every book. So play for that long game and adjust your expectations accordingly. That's going to really help you understand what it means to be an author these days. I think of every book as a 3-year business. It's not only a business, it's an international business. Every book I write and put out there is an international business simply because it's being distributed internationally in all these different countries. Of course, I have my core readers, and the main readers are in the United States, but Canada, Australia, the United Kingdom, English-speaking countries are also increasing their downloads. And then all these distribution channels, Amazon, Apple, Kobo, Smashwords, they're expanding into new countries. So it's exciting because you have the ability to touch people in many parts of the world. So every book is an international business. And it helps you to think of that and to help understand that you're playing for the long term here and you're playing for global reach. Now, one thing that has been really incredible, especially being an indie author, is that you have control over your price. You are in charge of your marketing and promotion. You're building up your social media. You're working on your email list and expanding that. And it really opens you up to so many new opportunities and awesome things these days. I know many indie authors. I know one woman, she's had 100,000 downloads, hundreds of thousands of downloads for her books. And she just keeps at it. You know, she just keeps doing it, keeps writing, keeps releasing, keeps marketing. So it's an ongoing dynamic, right? It's an ongoing machine here. And it helps you to understand that it takes multiple books out there to keep building your platform. So while that first book is so exciting and something to be proud of, you want to keep generating multiple titles in order to make more money, reach more readers, and to build your author platform. Something else to share with you is that the bigger you get, the more variety of reviews you're going to have. Now, of course, we all love the 5-star reviews, but you know those reviews change dramatically when you have tens of thousands of downloads. You know, I've one of my books, it's had over 30,000 downloads. Well, it has a big range of reviews. I mean, it's not a book for everybody, and there's no way it could be. That's not even realistic. But you have to understand that the reviews are going to change the more your book is downloaded, and that's a good thing. And the reason why it's a good thing is because you also have to remember that readers are smart. And you can look over a 1-star review and see if that reviewer had a different agenda, if that is a personal attack and not a review, if it's not even relevant to the book. You know, sometimes those 1-star reviews stand out as being ridiculous. And, you know, writers and authors through the history of time have had 1-star reviews, such as Maya Angelou, Ernest Hemingway, Walt Whitman. They get 1-star reviews. So you start to get that detachment, right, from those reviews, and know that the more books you sell, the more reviews you're going to get, and there's going to be a broad spectrum of reviews. So that's one thing that's really satisfying as an author, is that you start to detach from those reviews a bit, and you also know that your readers, the readers that are really into your genre, are going to love what you have to share, and they're going to be the right fit for you, and that finding the readers that don't connect with you or your work is just part of the game. It's just part of how things happen. You know, there are these phases we go through too, where the book sales will climb and then dip and go back up and go back down, and chances are it will heavily depend on your ongoing marketing. I still have to market and share all of my books, or I notice I am paid less in that month. So it's an ongoing game, and that's normal. Understand that it's normal until you have multiple titles. And by multiple, I mean at least 10 or 15, so that when readers find you, they then go back and keep reading your other books. You have to have a lot of titles out there to be making a lot of money regularly. So again, this is why it's a long game. It's also good to just know what's normal. You know, if you stop marketing your books, sales will most likely decline. You have to be constantly generating that activity. That's just part of the reality of being an author. And that's because readers have so many choices these days. Back to the time we spend in our lives. We spend our time commuting. We spend our time watching TV. You want to really capture those readers' eyeballs, and that takes ongoing effort. So these are just a few highlights and reality checks for what it means to be an author. And it's exciting these days. It's satisfying on different levels and different ways. And understand that it's always going to be changing. It's always going to be ebbing and flowing. Our best practices are going to evolve. But hopefully, at the end of the day, you have created a book that you're really proud of and that you are in it for the long term with realistic expectations. And most importantly, I hope that this helps set you up for success and for an expanding readership with your platform. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you right back here for more videos very soon.